mountain right now. You gotta get down there with all the camera stuff. Watch out.
As filmmakers, we're always trying to push ourselves. We had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. We had to get out of there before the storm escalated even more and we would be stuck there for over a month.
You couldn't even see 5 feet in front of you, and then all of a sudden you're stuck in this blizzard of white.
Arctic Fox, scene 3, take 1.
We spent a lot of time preparing for this expedition. When I started researching the Arctic fox, I reached out to a good friend of mine, Alex Anderson, who is a very talented cinematographer.
When Zach originally approached me about working on this project with him, I knew it was something that had come from his heart. You're sharing that with others really makes this project super special, an adventure outside of your norm.
He came over and we started looking at maps. We started talking logistics, and we stumbled upon this area in the West Fjords of Iceland in Hornstradir Nature Reserve, where the Arctic foxes live. As filmmakers, you become really into tinkering and playing with cameras and gear, and we knew that we needed gear that can hold up in extreme conditions.
Both Zach and I have shot on Sony for years, and when we were looking towards this trip, it was a combination between what's doable in terms of what can we carry with us in our Pelican cases, on our backs, but also what is going to capture the best quality and image.
We had the Sony FX9 and the A7S III and a Sony A1 as well.
For being able to withstand multiple different types of temperatures and environments, we were just really impressed with the quality and durability of our Sony gear.
We knew that with these extreme weather conditions that we needed enough batteries to last multiple days because the cold weather would zap all the power out of all the batteries. How's your battery?
71. As there was no power grid, I mean, we were fully reliant on a diesel generator every night that we'd have in a lot of time to charge batteries. It's like, how can we make sure that, we're not overusing our energy and power, but at the same time, we're rationing it enough to get us through an 8-day trip.
We would have over 10 batteries per camera per day.
That allowed us to capture great content, but also keep us nimble enough to be moving throughout the fjords.
This story for me is really personal because it's about my family and it's about our life and it's about the journey that we have as a family with my daughter who has cerebral palsy. My daughter was in the NICU for 30 days in an incubator with fluorescent lights, and right when she came home we were immediately like, we have to take her outside. It's like she's never seen the sun before. Brought her outside and I remember like the first thing is I showed her a leaf and she looked at it and she was like, what is this? Like, this thing is not man-made. We knew that this experience of going outside and going on family nature walks was really good for her neuroplasticity. Like, it really helped her with her brain development.
Woo.
So we took any chance that we could as a family to take her outside. And ultimately, those micro adventures with my daughter led me to go search for the Arctic fox. Where we were filming was on the border of the Arctic Circle, and it was the farthest north I've ever been. You could see these beautiful fjords, like these mountains kind of just going right into the water. It's so remote and so still that it kind of draws you there.
You're getting a lot of currents coming in from the Atlantic, mixing with some of the Arctic currents as well. So it tends to be a region that has a lot of storms and like quickly changing temperatures. The first or second day that we had arrived, a very intense storm had started to make its way through.
And it was one of the gnarliest storms I've ever been in.
You couldn't even see 5 feet in front of you.
Okay, we're out here straight up in a blizzard and it is nuts.
What made it really hard is actually trying to find a white fox in a blizzard. I think at times I thought that we were crazy and it was like, are we actually gonna find this fox? Filming wildlife is always challenging There's so many variables. You really don't know what's gonna happen.
To be able to capture an animal like the Arctic fox in its natural environment is probably one of the most rewarding feelings for a cinematographer.
Being an animal that lives in extreme conditions like that, they're super resilient. They sleep in blizzards and they use their body to like heat themselves.
Our guide was telling us that the lodge we were staying at for decades had been occupied by a family that lived in this very remote location. And just thinking that there was a period in the time when people lived in this area, and I mean, there are no neighbors, there is no electricity. You are living off the land and you are living in an environment that is purely raw.
Because of that huge storm, we lost a couple days of filming. We had to get out of there before the storm escalated even more and we would be stuck there for over a month.
3 or 4 people, you guys can do it.
Okay.
It's the worst we've seen this winter.
Really?
Oh my God. Oh, be careful, there's a generator.
I'm very fortunate. Not only did Zach and I become better friends, but also we met a lot of new friends along the way.
One of the guys was Chris Koenig, who was essential in helping us find the Arctic fox. I just really enjoyed the time that we had with Chris. He's just an awesome dude. And then we also had help from Orvar, who is an Icelandic legend.
The wind's gonna blow pretty hard, 70 to 80 miles per hour. Not a very nice time to be here.
He was mainly our expedition guide, but also cooked for us.
I felt like this trip really opened up an opportunity to create new friendships and connections on the other side of the world.
You don't realize how essential having quality outerwear and gear is until you're in conditions like this. And the Fjallraven gear that we were using just really stood up, kept us warm the whole time, and really allowed us to focus on what we were there to do. Because of global warming and the glaciers melting, a lot of the Arctic fox's habitat is melting as well. And so I thought that this film would be a great way to raise awareness for the animal.
I remember as a kid always seeing the Fjallraven logo and knowing now that that is an Arctic fox and that the name itself translates to Arctic fox, it really lent itself to a parallel moment of us telling this story about that animal, but then also working with a company that not only resembles that animal, but has an invested interest in the protection and education of the Arctic fox.
This was the first time I set out to work on my own film. It's vulnerable. We really are putting ourselves out there in our story. What this film is really rooted from is passion. Passion for nature, passion for storytelling, and passion for family.